Since the early 19th century, hundreds of thousands of immigrants from Poland set sail chasing dreams of a better life, free from poverty and war, sometimes simply out of curiosity about the world. For the next 200 years, the wave of migration never ceased. Emigration is a part of our DNA. You'll find Poles on every continent. Some of them found success, others faced struggle. But wherever we went, we brought more than just suitcases. We got heart, resilience, hard work, and a deep drive to contribute to society. From small towns to big cities, Polish immigrants have left their mark. Join us as we explore the stories of Polish immigrants who changed their lives and the lives of the places they came to.
My real name is Jimmy, J-I-M-M-Y, no middle name, just Jimmy Mazurkiewicz. When my family came to the U.S., it'll be 145 years ago in the 1880s. And at that time, it's well known, that was part of Prussia. And Poland didn't exist. And in that part of the world where my family came from, Wielkopolska and Kujawi, that was all part of the Poznan region, Wielkopolska region. And so what is really interesting about this immigration here, my history of my family and all of those here in the Brazos Valley, is that the very first group came over here as indentured servants for 3 years, so they were economic slaves. So let me tell you what that story is about. In 1865, when the African Americans, the black families were free, there was a shortage of labor. Some of them stayed and worked, and some went to the big cities. Most of them moved up north. And so there was a shortage of labor. Here in Texas, there were 12 plantations here, big farms, and they had slaves. And so when they were freed, they were no labor, not enough labor. The number one important guy in this region was a Polish Jew from Ksenia. He was the number one cotton buyer, so they trusted him. And he says, you know, since the war is over, I know that I have friends in Poland. He's a Polish Jew, remember this. I have friends in Poland that are not happy with the government in Prussia at the time. They already have given up hope that there will ever be a new Poland. I think I can get them to come and work here in the plantations to pick the cotton. He went back to Ksenia, and on April 23rd, 1867, they landed in Galveston. And by May 1st, those people were on the farms. He brought 150 people, and those people had to work 3 years to pay their payment. Why Texas? Because the land was 4 times cheaper here, so that once they saved some money, they could buy a farm. My family still has the original farm that was bought. The Ku Klux Klan was a problem, and people think Ku Klux Klan and they don't like African Americans or black people. They also did not like Catholics and immigrants. And our Polish people that came here couldn't speak English at that time. They spoke German and Polish. And then the grandparents and my parents' first language was all Polish, because all the stores, everything, the church, the schools were in Polish back then until the Second War when everything changed. They lived on the farm, and to give you a little insight, but when I turned 13 years old, my grandmother told my mother, we were sitting on the front of the house on the front porch, and she goes, well, now Jim is 13, he's finishing the 8th grade, it's time for him to quit and go and get a job and help make money to help the family. And my mother said, no, we would like for him to go to high school and maybe he might go to college. And grandmother said, what does he need an education for? You don't need an education to be a farmer. And that was the mentality. Well, I made very good grades. I was very studious. I read a lot. I was very good in math, by the way. So I went on through high school, and I graduated in the top 10% of my class, and I was a year younger. I was a year ahead in school. So I was, very serious about my education, and so I decided to apply for college. And I was the first one actually to graduate from the 7th grade on both sides of my family. And also my dad never learned to read and write. There was no doubt they knew they were Polish. And there was no doubt they knew they were American. Because when I was growing up, every weekend we went to a Polish wedding. We had so many cousins, and it was either holidays or Polish weddings or something, or American holidays. We'd get together and cook together and have music and, and fellowship. And so we stayed within our own clan until, I would say, probably till about the late 1960s and 70s. People started to spread out and they weren't so close. It was too far to travel all the time, But prior to that, we were lived very close to each other. Mostly when I was little, we lived out in Waller, which wasn't far from Houston, but the big Polish enclave in Houston was in the Heights area. We had Polish priests, Polish mass, everything there in the Heights area. There are several things I'm very proud of. One is that I'll start back when I was younger. 25 years ago, I led a bond issue here to pass an exposition center for events and activities, not only for agriculture, but for weddings and conferences and exhibitions and conferences and things like that. Today it's a $60 million facility. I'm the one that led that bond issue. And last year, it made a $47 million impact to the community. And we only spent at that time about $30 million. Today it's worth $60 million. I was at an event there last night. We raised $30,000 last night for the kids locally. And that was my idea too, 30 years ago. And we'll spend that money locally on our local kids for college education and scholarships. So that's one. The other that I'm very proud of is the TALL program that I run, the Governor Dolph Briscoe Texas Agriculture Lifetime Leadership. It is the largest agribusiness leadership institute for mid-career professionals. That's the second thing. The third thing I'm very, very proud of is my Poland and Texas współpracy, the cooperation and the wymiana, the exchanges. I've exchanged 1,200 people. Probably I should go back because in the last 30 days I've done another 50. But anyway, have that exchange going on. And they say, well, Jim is a Runik, and I saw that in some of the newspapers really, and I am. But I'm working in energy. I just had an energy dinner for the 5 biggest Polish energy companies in Houston, and I'm putting them together, and today I will serve on an energy board in Warsaw. I will be in Warsaw in 2 weeks. Yesterday I met with Sławomir and his wife Alexandra. Sławomir is the Polish astronaut here, and we're talking about how Poland has gone from a service country to now one of a leading economic power in Europe. And we need to continue to promote investment and manufacturing and IT and AI in Poland today. And the next 10 years, Poland will be one, if not the leading economic power, as well as it is already the military power in Europe. And so I'm very proud of being able to work in those spaces and actually to promote Poland and to continue to build strong bridges between Texas, US, Poland and EU. European Union and Poland is our biggest trading partner, never doubt that, and our biggest ally, and we never doubt that either. Our biggest economic trading partner is the European Union and Europe. It's either 100% or no go. You know what I'm saying? And when I get behind something, I'm passionate about it. And I believe it, I feel it. It's not just talk, because I can back the talk up with action. And that's how you tell if something is successful. And I've been very, very blessed in my life to have 3 things in my life that I'm so proud of, that are stellar programs and opportunities and achievements. But let me say this too, no one does anything by themselves. I have not done anything by myself. You cannot be a leader and look back and no one's there helping you. Then you're not a leader. You have to have people and to help you. It's like a wagon wheel. There's a lot of spokes in that deal. One broken spoke, the wheel will not work right. It takes everyone to help. But you've got to have a visionary. You have to have someone to have the charisma, the energy to provide that passion, and then have everyone and communicate those ideas so that everyone is on the same page, moving in the same direction. I've been asked the question in Chicago, and I've been asked this question in New York: how does Texas, Stare Polonia, Nove Polonia, Polonia in general, how are we getting along? Now, do we have our little skirmishes and a little bit of, it's normal. You have that in your own family, you know, and you still love your husband and wife, your sister, your brother, and you can have your disagreements, but you still love each other, right? And that's the attitude that we have. One of the greatest treasures and one of the greatest resources New Polonia has when they come here is Stare Polonia. They've been here 100 years. They've got the political contacts, the economic contacts, business contacts. Befriend them. Don't make fun of their pierogi or their Polish accent or their lack of being able to speak Polish. Reach out to them. They want to help you. And the same way goes from Stare Polonia. Then when New Polonia come, they may not know the history here. They may not know how to Robert's Rules of Order to run a meeting. And they're very educated, but they've never run a meeting that was just 1, 2, 3, 4 with an agenda and with some organization and cadence to it. We all have something to offer. There's gifts of God from both of us to work together to promote our culture, to save and to promote it for posterity for our grandkids. Not everybody has to wear the folk costumes. I have them, and I'm proud to wear them. I'm a very educated man, and I'm not embarrassed to wear it in the Texas Capitol. To be a Texan, well, you know what the word Texas means in Caddo Indian language? It means friendship. And so we've prided ourselves for years in being a very friendly, very warm, and open state. What we're afraid of right now is that there's a lot of people moving here or moving away from other states that their economics is not so good, that the culture's a little different, but then they don't like that, but they're gonna come here and try to make it what was over there from what they were running away from. Everyone is welcome here, but understand what made this state great. It's people helping people, that friendly attitude, our culture, being warm and open instead of what you ran away from. Either assimilate into this or then you'll never be a Texan. What people say here, I'm 5th generation here, but what people like to say here is, I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could. Let's start with the ranching side. I did that by myself for 40 some years by myself. And then my son James is my partner now. So we've been partners for a year now. And today I'm more the pointing the finger, and James does 100% of the work. And we work together because he's not as involved as many things as I am today, because I'm traveling and I'm here and I'm on different boards today. I am happy. I love what I do. I get up every day. Every day it's a gift from God that I have the opportunity to share my life with others and to help maybe someone be successful. I'm getting 20, 25, maybe more emails every day, people looking for me to connect them, trying to find some help for them. And I'm happy to oblige that. It's almost getting overpowering my time, but I'm doing the best I can of trying to reach out to someone.